If I get £1 for every time somebody's saying I don't get any bookings, I would probably be a millionaire by now. My name is Piers BK, founder and CEO of GrowYourBnb.com, and in today's video I really want to sit down and give you strategies to make sure your mindset is very strong before you invest in service accommodation or Airbnb business. Over the years, I'm seeing the same issues with new operators coming into the industry without any business knowledge, without any strategies, and really failing themselves. The first one is adopt a business first mindset. What does that mean as an operator? Now, if you're opening a service accommodation business, you're focusing on getting that first unit. You're not really a business owner. That mindset is you've opened something that you want to start, which is you're working on the business full time, you're investing a lot of time, money and effort trying to put everything in place. But reality is every business needs a good system, processes, people. And I say this to my clients who's got one unit. I'm like, forget about how you look at your business now. Think about when you get into that 10 unit. If that's what you want to go, think about the business ownership around that 10 units, and you want to do that right now with your first unit. So that's probably the first thing I would say. Willingly saying that, focus on profitability, right? At the end of the day, understand your numbers, because I generally sit down with clients and we do a profit pricing session with clients where I want to know their mindset. Actually, it's literally to know the mindset on what profit do they think this unit can make. And sometimes I get, I've heard people saying to me, Piers, I want to make £3,000 net profit on this unit, which is a one-bed apartment. I'm like, where did that figure come from? Like, what mindset is that driving? Because you're saying to me, this unit should make you 36,000 profit. And that's where it comes back to understanding your figures, understanding your profit margin well. But look, the first point I wanted to make here is you basically need to adopt business mindset first. And the second thing is, look, I get a lot of time people asking, especially in my business, why do we do what we do? And every single client of mine and my team will say, I am very much customer centric. Why? Because customers make you money, nobody else. Understanding like guest experience is so crucial. When was the last time you sat down and wrote from A to Z, what does that customer experience look like? From time they inquire your property to the time they're gonna, basically leave, give you reviews and all of that. If you can write down A to Z, and then on the right hand side, write down all the special moments that you can give to your guests, it's gonna be a game changer for your business. But also you're gonna start thinking about solving a problem. Like, I'm looking at customers, looking at team, looking at the next potential customer that we want to work with, where I always say to my clients, at what point do you only focus on problem solving activity as a business owner? And if you can do that, then you're going to be in a lot more fast pace, you're going to grow your business a lot quicker, and you're always going to think about solutions. So the number 3 thing I want to talk about is embrace your continuous learning. Now, the clients that I get to work with, I've realized one thing, they've probably invested on like a service accommodation course online or on a mentorship somewhere, but they do come and work with us and reinvest on themselves purely because for 2 things. When you first go to a mentorship, all they tell you is how to get a property. What really needs to happen, or you need in the second stage, is you need to understand how to get bookings, because that's what's going to make your property filled, that's going to make you profit, and eventually that's what's going to allow you to be confident to go and get more properties, right? But also it's your personal development, because your mindset is shaped to what you consume. I forget about the revenue that you're going to generate, because that makes no sense. We want to focus on making you net profit, right? So it's all about the personal and this is by me talking to many clients and giving them the right advice. They're now going and educating themselves and have now done it, amazing things in the industry. So again, always make sure, the third thing I want to talk about was make sure you're embracing your learning. That's very much important. Open to learn, open to grow, and that's what's going to make you move forward. Now, the 4th mindset is something I can proudly talk about, because what happened in 2020 for the industry, cultivating resilience and adaptability was so key, right? Remember guys, in 2020 the world shut down, and I was one of the operators in the UK at that time helping many businesses to be saved from shutting down. I've got videos in my channel where I saved Lydia's business from shutting down 3 properties literally a week before everything got shut down. She signed, and she literally didn't know how to get bookings. We landed her key workers, booking her 3-6 months at a time, right? So from the point where she was about to lose property, her money, her business, to saving those business. And remember, look, the market is never the same. This is what I've always said to everyone I work with, and most of my clients, I know that sometimes I'm over passionate about what I say in terms of the industry being changed, and that's no joke, because I've gone through 2018 when the industry was just about coming. Oh my god, I remember those days where you could literally go into IKEA, £2,500 worth of furniture pack, furnish it, and you land a massive booking overnight, right? You do that same thing now, there's not a chance you would get a bookings, because there's other operators creating amazing looking properties. So the market always changes, and that's generally the industry, the world we are in. If one thing doesn't work, someone else will come in, and it's how you handle your setbacks, because in 2020 a lot of operators shut down, and a lot of operators didn't want to understand why direct booking was the big thing. And since then, if you watch some of my videos, I've been consistently talking about the same thing but different strategies, because every year I've found that a strategy works and then people do the same thing, then I go and create more strategies. And this year's been an amazing year for GrowYourBnb, because some of the calendar management tool I've built around my clients, this is something that nobody does in the industry, and I'm so passionate that I'm adapting, right, and I'm changing for the business. That's what needs. And 2025, I know that I'm going to be ahead of all the operators. I know that whoever we work with will add serious value to their business. So look, number 4 is cultivate resilience and adaptability in your business. And lastly, something that many operators don't have, which is practicing patience and long-term thinking, right? Now, when we onboard clients, and especially when the first question is, Piers, how quickly can you get me a booking? How quickly can I get a result? And I'm like, so you basically want a shortcut, right? You want me to give you a shortcut to tell you that this is how quickly you're going to get a result. Why could you not do it yourself if you think that I'm capable of doing that? Yes, you are obviously paying us to deliver a service, but in my service, I've not said I'm going to get you a booking in 1 hour. It's happened to our clients before. As soon as we onboard, we've worked in their account a couple of 48 hours, pretty confident, listings being seen, top of the page, ranking well, ranking very amazingly well actually. And calendar management, when my clients are looking at their calendar, we know for the fact that there's a window of opportunity, we're nailing that process. So is it something that we can do? Yes, we can, but most of the service accommodation operators mindset is very much around shortcuts, right? And the first thing I would advise is to avoid a shortcut, because it's not going to work. Literally try and fix a problem now, and the more important thing is you're not thinking long term. Again, some of the conversation, I'm sitting down with our clients and going, what does it look like for you? What do you want to do next? Oh, Piers, actually my goal is to go and add more properties now. Or Piers, actually I'm very confident on what you've shown us so far. As a result of that, I'm going to wait for 3 months, really kind of leverage the property we have, enjoy the setback. Sometimes business does take a lot of time, effort, and if you're constantly going, you need to set back a little bit and think for the long term. And that's something that I talk about through GrowYourBnb with my clients, constantly helping them with the long-term vision of the mindset. The constant, when I build their brand, I'm like, look, this is where the brand is, but in 3 months time, your brand's going to look like this. That's going to help you do this. And you're then going to be able to go and speak to more agents and say, look, well, I'm doing this, and they can see it online. And it's just a beautiful process if you understand the long-term vision. And finally, guys, thank you so much for watching another GrowYourBnB video. And it's been an exciting time for the industry itself. The more people getting into the industry, like it's now 6 years of us completing a cycle. What that means is, I've seen a lot of winter months, I've seen a lot of peak season, I've seen clients making problems in their own businesses by not being there for the business, because sometimes people go and scale quickly. And I've got a client at the moment who's so busy with his own day job and has got 10 units, so we had to literally create system. We had to get him a team member on board. We had to train the team member. My team's doing the calendar management every day, and we're getting him all the leads. And I said to him, oh, by the way, you've missed this lead. And he was like, Piers, I'm too busy on my day job. And I'm like, oh my God, you are literally saying to me, I can't deal with this booking, which is worth £2,800 for the fact that you're busy with your work. And it's constantly ever changing for the business. And this is why I always recommend you guys to make sure that you're constantly looking at improving the business and growing your business. So guys, look, if you've got any questions, please comment down below. If there's anything that resonates with you guys, I would love to hear that in the comment. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you've started your Airbnb business. If you haven't, what do you like and what do you dislike about what I've talked about today? But would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching another Grow Your BNB video. Please make sure you click the subscribe button, like, and I'll be back with another video soon.